Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Chad, and this week I just got back from a stand-up comedy show. I'm in a great mood, so why don't we keep this ball rolling? This will be the second part in my cost of living series. If you guys want to check out my first one, you can go back to my channel or click here. First one was about food and fun, and this one's gonna be about travel. Not necessarily to and from Japan, but while you're inside Japan, while you're commuting to work or school or whatever you're doing, what can you expect to pay? Well, I got you covered. Quick stipulation though, just so you guys know, I'm going to be listing all these prices in yen. If you guys want to translate it to dollars or whatever, put it into a conversion calculator, or just realize right now, 100 yen is about $1. That should make this pretty easy for all of us. Alrighty, let's jump right into this with the subway. And by subway, I don't mean the random trains going around. I mean in whatever city you are going to, there's going to be some sort of subway system for that specific city. It usually runs in some sort of a loop, or if you're in Tokyo, many different loops that go everywhere. However, how much does it cost to ride the subway if you guys are commuting to work or school? You can expect on a low side about 140 yen. The most that I've personally seen in Japan when it came to a single loop of a train to where it gets off at the farthest point being about 370 yen. Obviously, it depends on how big your city is. I'm sure in Tokyo it goes a lot farther than that, but where I'm from, Fukuoka, which I believe is like the 5th biggest city, probably, it's about 370 yen. Next up, we're going to the train. Now by train, I mean obviously above ground, and also not just inside your city. In fact, trains rarely go inside the city. They typically are going from points in the city outwards. So what can you expect to pay? The cheapest that I experienced was 120 yen. That brought me to the next station south where I lived, and that let me go fishing. It was Hakata to Takeshita Station, and I used to fish for bass there. The most expensive, now this one's kind of weird because local trains go a pretty long way, but then if you want to go farther on local trains, which you can, you have to transfer. The longest I've ever seen on a local train, or that I've personally ridden until I got to a dead end, cost about 1,100 yen. That was from the start of where the train was going all the way to literally a dead end. Let's talk Shinkansen, or bullet train for you plebeians. The cheapest I've ever seen a ticket for a Shinkansen is about 4,000 yen. And I mean, obviously it depends on the luxury seats or if you get assigned seating and all this other bull. I've seen stubs of tickets for 20,000 yen, probably more. If you're paying that much, just take a flight. Why would you take a Shinkansen for 20,000 yen? And next up is my favorite mode of transportation, the bike. Typically, you can get bikes from about 10,000 yen all the way up to like $1,000 US. I mean, obviously, it's not that different from the Western world. The thing that is different is what bikes allow you to do, but I'll go into that in the tips section at the end of the video. You see, because unlike trains and buses where you have to pay to get there and pay to come back, you buy a bike one time, and pretty much everywhere you go in Japan, it should only cost about 100 yen to park it for 24 hours. So pretty much it's the same everywhere you go. If you decide to take your bike somewhere, they will have some form of bicycle parking, and 99% of the time it's 100 yen for basically a full day to park your bike there. So you can go to work, go to school, park your bike, get done, take it out, go home, 100 yen. It's probably one of the cheapest and best ways to travel in Japan, especially since bikes are treated kind of as both pedestrians and vehicles. So you can ride in the street with the cars, no problem. In fact, most people have really good fixed gear bikes do, as well as being able to ride on crosswalks, pedestrian walkway areas, sidewalks. You can do both. So you could be in the street, and then when it gets too busy or you hit a light, you just kind of ride up on the sidewalk, go on the sidewalk, go and then get back in the street when there's less cars. So it has a lot more advantages than having a car is, which is why I'm not going to be talking about cars in this video. If that's what you're looking for, you can shut the video off now, I'm sorry. Next up is buses. Again, these are usually between about 100 yen. I think the most expensive I've ever ridden a bus to was to a distant beach. I think that costed me close to 700 yen. The bus will depend on your city, but that's a general estimate of what you can expect. Alrighty guys, you made it this far. Real quick, let's just wrap this baby up with some tips. First up, I mentioned this in the last video, get an IC card. There's a billion different kinds of IC cards. Most of them cost about 2,000 yen, and pretty much all of them give you points back. A point being if you spend 1 yen, or if you spend, 10, or was it like 1,000 yen, you'll get 1 yen back, 1 point back. And you can use that not just for travel, which you can use it on pretty much any form of transportation, but you can also use it on convenience stores and shops and a lot of other fun stuff. It's kind of like a debit card, but specifically used around kind of metropolitan areas. So if you guys are gonna be commuting a lot, I'm sure your job will give you one. Your school may or may not, but if not, just get one. It's 2,000 yen, 20 US dollars, you're good to go. Get some discounted travel in there for you. It also means you can skip the lines because you'd have to go to the ticket machine, stick your money in, migrate the whole screen, pull out your ticket, make sure it's enough money, stick it in, pull out the other side, go on your train, put it through another machine when you get there. It's a nightmare. These cards, all you do is take it out of your thing, or just take your wallet out, that's what I used to do, beep, right through, you're good to go. When you get on the other side, beep, you're good to go. And if the IC card is empty, the thing will just say adjust fare, you walk over, throw in 1,000 yen, good to go. It's very convenient, way better, especially during rush hours when you don't want to be holding up the lines because you think people are judging you, like I always did. Next up, go to secondhand stores because you want to get a bike. Trust me, the bike is the way of the future. I know it can be scary. Japanese people riding bikes look like they're crazy. They kind of are, they're kind of not. But if you guys are gonna get a bike, don't buy it new, don't be a freaking plebe. Go and Google search, I'll put it in a link down below. The kanjis look like, let's put it here. It's chuko, it means use secondhand, and then type in bike, which I'll put down there as well, jitensha. But you can use this for a lot of stuff, secondhand fishing gear, secondhand underwear, you know, we're gonna stop there. But you can do it for a lot of different things, Next up, 100 yen bus. Most major cities have some sort of loop bus that goes to all the major points in the city. Not all have this, but most majors do. You have to look up something called the hyakuen busute. It means the 100 yen bus stop, and basically it's 100 yen for one whole trip around. So you can utilize this to get discounted fares if you're going to specific places, but also if you want to see a city, it's really nice to take one of these buses just because it's $1. Go check out the whole city, go see what its sprawling look like, take notes of what's cool, and then go visit those things. Next up, I'm not even going to talk about Shikansen. Well, you know, one tip on Shikansen. If you guys go to secondhand stores like Book Off or anything of that, I guess, variety, like some sort of thrift or secondhand stores, they often sell tickets to Shikansen, so you guys can get pretty big discounts for Shikansen trips at those stores. When it comes to discount travel though, discount flights are becoming huge. They have a thing that's kind of like Spirit Airlines in Japan called Sakura Airlines. You can get some cheap flights on there. I'll put a link in the description if you guys, this company doesn't fly you to Japan, so you can't get to Japan with this. I'm pretty sure just domestic flights, but man, if you guys want a domestic flight in Japan, paying like 2,900 yen to get anywhere is pretty dope. Now there's the last little bit here. This is if you guys are traveling in specific seasons. I believe the name changes occasionally season to season, but I'll let you guys Google search this yourself. This is what it looks like. I'll put a link down below for how to type it in Japanese and Romanized. It is the Juhachi, Seishun Kippu, which is like the youth 18 ticket, and it means that you guys, and you don't have to be young to get it, they just call it that. And it basically is meant to give tourists or young folks the ability to travel around Japan very cheap using local trains, and also the ticket includes some, ferries, some buses depending on the attraction in a certain city. So if you guys are gonna be going up and down Japan, consider getting this chip because you can pretty much go anywhere you need to in Japan for around 2,000 yen a day. That's about $20 a day, guys. The page is in Japanese. I am not going to translate a page for you guys. That is above my pay grade. However, there are good resources in English all over the internet on how to get these tickets and purchase them. Just remember this word here. But that's about it for this week. If you guys like this video, it helps me tremendously. If you like it, down below, actually press the like button because it helps the all-powerful Google algorithm. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or compliments, I do try to answer all of them. I actually do answer all of them. It just may take me a day or so. Leave them in the comment box. If I haven't covered something and you guys are curious about something, you want to know something about me or this dope jacket, I will be happy to answer them. That is why I'm here, to help you guys and give whatever consultation I can and help you guys achieve whatever you want without being as nervous as I was when I first went to Japan. Also, I put out 2 videos a week. It'll be 3 here soon enough. All about Japan, Japanese culture, traveling, all sorts of shenanigans. If you guys like that type of stuff, be sure to subscribe to my channel. You will get that for free, directed at your face in HD every week, 2 to 3 times a week. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. I have one more of this series that I'm planning on. If you guys have anything else you want me to cover, tell me in the comments down below, and I will see you on Saturday.